You are listening to 2Blue and OSU, the ultimate sports podcast for your entertainment.
The Cursed Sports Podcast is back. We talk about the Chicago White Sox success. They have now lost 11 of their last 15. We do it again here. Welcome back, everybody, to 2Blue and OSU, the ultimate sports podcast for your entertainment. I'm your host, Zach, here with Morgan and Ryan Bogrowski. What is up, guys? How are we doing tonight?
Good, man. How you doing?
I got soccer on. I'm getting ready to watch the men's national team play. Talking sports with you guys. How can I be bad?
It's a good day. Been a long week so far, and it's not over yet, but we'll get through it.
You got like 1 day left.
I got duty this weekend.
Oh.
And it's a holiday weekend.
Shift life duty days. Don't miss those.
Me either.
All right, so we're gonna talk a little baseball on this episode. As you know, it's my favorite sport to talk about. Well, we'll start off with there's some rule changes coming out. Potential rule changes or actual rule changes? Morgan, why don't you fill us in on this?
Yeah, I believe they are potential. The competition committee agreed to change it. So now I think it has to have one more vote to be official. But the two rule changes are, one of them is the intentional walk. Instead of the pitcher just lobbing just four balls just outside of strike zone and pretty much making it last forever, they're going to signal saying, hey, we're going to intentionally walk this player, then just going to let him just go to first base. So you skip the four practice pitches, pretty much what they are. And then the other one is they're going to shorten the strike zone to where they will raise the lower part of the strike zone to the top of the hitter's knees. So they're going to make it smaller, which I'm kind of confused why you would make the strike zone smaller. I don't know if it's because it's such a baseball or such a pitcher's league now that they want to try to eliminate some of that, but I'm not sure why you shorten the strike zone up instead of making it a little bit bigger and forcing hitters to actually swing, and then not having that, well, it's on a line, so some umps call it a ball, some umps call it a strike. So, I don't know, but that's the two. So, I'm curious on what you guys think about that.
Ryan, your thoughts? He's doing a double take right now.
He looks lost.
Are you okay?
Yeah, some video popped up when I opened up ESPN.
Are you watching porn again?
No, it's ESPN. It's a video about the Fiat. We can listen to it if you guys want to.
No, thank you. Your take on the baseball.
We're watching a video of a Fiat. You're watching a video of a Fiat. Come on, Doug. You're better than that.
I didn't know. I didn't open it. It popped up when I opened the page. Shut up. Yeah, I don't understand why you would make the strike zone smaller. I mean, it really doesn't make any sense. That's just. I guess, Morgan, you said, it is a pitcher's league now, but it really, I mean, why change what's been working for how long? It just doesn't make any sense to me. As far as the intentional walk, I guess that kind of makes sense, but, I mean, that's just taken away from the batter's opportunity. I mean, I think intentional walk is used too much as it is. It's ridiculous. They should just. I mean, that's just saying that the pitcher's not good enough to strike the guy out, and he's taking the easy way out. I mean, that's how I look at it.
I'm sorry. In the bottom of the ninth, with two runners on, you're up by two. Are you going to pitch to Big Papi? I'm not pitching to Big Papi.
I mean, if they don't think the pitcher can do it, the pitcher doesn't think he can do it.
Nobody can do it.
I mean, there's certain players. You're right. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it either. But I don't know. It does to me. It seems like it's overused.
It is, and with the strike zone getting smaller, I think they're kind of looking in the wrong direction here as far as baseball rules changing. Baseball is boring. It's losing a new generation of potential fans because it's boring. It's not as popular. It's nowhere near as popular as it used to be, and it's been surpassed by football, by basketball. Is getting surpassed by soccer in this country. It's going to be our fifth top sport here soon. And they want to make rule changes, it's got to be about making the game more exciting, not watching more walks because the pitcher's missing a smaller strike zone. No one wants to see that crap.
The biggest thing is that I think they're trying to do this because of the pace of play, because they want it to be a faster pace of play. So with the intentional walk, you're going to knock off an extra minute and a half, 2 minutes of game. I mean,
I'm okay with that rule change. That'll quicken it up. It's a smaller strike zone. We're going to see more actual walks now, plus intentional walks.
So with the intentional walks, the batter's going to come up and you're just going to look at the ump behind the plate and say, hey, we're just going to walk this guy, so give him his base? Is that how it's going to work?
They'll have like probably have a hand signal, be like, whatever, first base.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Just like that. Like they're bringing in an airplane, like you're on a carrier just waving at a jet.
He's a yellow shirt.
Nice. I mean, it's right.
I've never been on a flight like my life. I never will.
Dude, you on an aircraft carrier? Do you not once went to the flight?
I was on 2 aircraft carriers, and no. I'm afraid
He
of
sat
heights.
behind the desk, bro. He sat in the desk.
I'm afraid of heights, dude. That wind is it's fast, dude. We're moving in those things.
The wind is fast. Good observation. The wind is really windy out there. That's a fact.
I'm not wrong.
You're not. That was brilliant observation.
Appreciate that.
I'm glad you brought that today. But no, it's just back to baseball. It's about changing the pace of play, because I think making it a faster game will make it more
That's not going to
appealing
make
to
much
the
of it.
younger generation.
A minute and a half, 2 minutes a game, just because you're just going to say, I want to walk this guy instead of throwing 4 pitches to him, that's not going to change anything.
No.
All right, so let's move on to actual baseball. And like I mentioned in the intro, the Chicago White Sox now lost 11 out of 15 after we talked about them. And the AL Central is now getting pretty tight. We mentioned the Tigers are 7 back, and we were mocking you for picking them. They're now 3 back. KC is now 2 back. And the Cleveland Indians are a half game back of Chicago for first place in the AL. It's been quite a turnaround in that division. Everything else looks about the same. I think, San Fran's still first in the West down in the NL. Chicago Cubs are still rolling at 31-14. I think they've lost a few now, too, in a row, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was this? Oh, they've won 2 in a row now. They had a 3-game stretch where they lost, and they lost 6 out of 8. So both Chicago teams went through a little losing spell, but Cubs seem to be turning around now. They're still they have a pretty solid lead.
Yeah, they built a pretty good lead to where it's, I mean, barring anything historically happening, a historical collapse, which the Cubs can't put it past them.
It's true.
I think they should be the first team to lock up the Central. I mean, the Pirates are 5.5 back. Cardinals are 8 back, and now 1. So
it's not a crazy
lead. Top 3.
It wouldn't be historic, but the way that they've been the odds favorite to go to the World Series and win it. They're the odds favorite to win the Central in the NL, and they built a nice little lead early on. If they do blow, it'd be kind of another Cub choke artist. But look at your Reds there at 15-31. Whoa!
They took what did it start out like 4-0, 5-0, and I was like, oh man, the Reds, and then they just suck. Their bullpen. The last I looked, their ERA was 6.46. That's 6th worst in MLB history. They've given up. The last I seen was like 160 something runs, which is just ridiculous. Like, they are on pace to be the worst bullpen in MLB history. They don't even have a starter that'll go more than 5 innings. Votto is playing like typical Votto ever since his contract. because the Reds were so worried about wrapping him up so he doesn't go anywhere. Gave him a contract like the Angels did with Pujols, just to lock him up for years. That's coming back to bite him. They're wrapped up in Homer Bailey, who's not even pitching. They got some injuries, but I mean it's at the point where do you fire Brian Price and just start over? I mean, you're gonna suck anyways.
I mean, you
might as well suck and get the first pick.
The Braves just fired their manager when they were the worst team in baseball.
Yeah.
They're 2 games back, or I guess a full game back in Minnesota now, both with 12 wins. Excuse me, the Twins are the worst team now at 12-34. Atlanta's 12-32. You guys are only 3 games away from being the worst team, and you have a negative 94 run differential, which is by far the worst. The Braves are next at negative 72. It's a negative 22 in run differential.
Yeah, you just pick your poison on where you want to start. Bullpen, the starters, the hitting. They were debating this on our local sports radio the other day on what you do with Brian Price. Do you fire him? Do you keep him? Do you ride him out for this one last year and then let him go so you don't have to pay him? Do you bring up their pitcher down in Louisville, their manager down in Louisville, Delano De Shields, former Expo, who's actually made his way up, starting single A, double A, now he's in triple A. So that could be in the future. But like I said, it's just we knew it was coming. We knew it was going to be a piss poor season. But I mean, just between injuries and being locked up in contracts that kept you away from signing Chapman, which I would love to keep him. You had to let Frazier go. Bruce is having probably his best year to date. So you might want to sell him high. He's batting .264. He's got 8 homers, 28 ribbies. So he's having a hell of a year. So if he's not in their future, RBIs. So if he's not in their future, you guys sell him high, bring in some more young talent. They have a few young guys down in the minor leagues, but other than that, the future doesn't look too bright. Not even for next year. Probably not even for the year after that. So it could be a long few seasons for the Redlegs.
I'm looking at the standings right now, and both the AL Central and the NL East seem like the tightest. We're early in the season. I mean, we're probably a third of the way through right now. So there's still a lot of baseball left to be played. But you got the Nationals, Mets, Phillies, and Marlins all within 4 games of first. That's in the NL East. And in the AL Central, you got the White Sox, Indians, Royals, and Tigers all within 3 games of first. And the other ones have some good battles. You got the Rangers and the Mariners in the AL West, and the Red Sox and the Orioles are 1 game in the AL East. And then Cubs have a 5.5 lead, and San Francisco Giants, the second best team in baseball right now, have a 5-game lead over the LA Dodgers. Anybody really? Trevor, I see Story is back in the top 5 of home runs. He's got 12 now.
Yeah, he's back up there, which I still got to pay my bet off. I know.
You keep saying it, and it never happens. He's backing out, folks. He's a flip-flop.
I will not back out. I will not pull Stu guys.
Typical Buckeye. And let's say Chris Sale and Jake Arrieta, the Cubs, are leading both the NL and AL in wins, both at 9.
Yeah. Arrieta, since you brought Arrieta up, he got his 20th straight win. So his last loss was in July of 2015, was the last time he lost the game. He's gone almost a full year without losing.
And Chris Sale has officially lost a game now, so we called that in the last one too. He has to lose soon, and he did. He's 9-1 now. He was 8-0 last time we talked baseball. Still 9-1 is pretty damn good. I mean,
Yeah.
the Tigers' top pitcher right now has 7 wins, and it's Jordan Zimmerman. Excuse me. It's not even. It's been Verlander or something like that.
Yeah, but Zimmerman's been one of your top aces for at least 3-4 years now.
We've had good
it's not like
pitching.
he's a bomb.
We've had good pitching names the last few. You know, we had David Price. We had for half a season.
Scherzer.
We had Scherzer. We had Verlander and Zimmerman have all been playing well or pitching well, except for Verlander, who really seems to be struggling early on last season and now at the start of this season too. So I don't know what's going on with him. We have top saves in the AL, Francisco Rodriguez with 14. We only have we're a 500 ball club with 2 of the top hitters, or 2 top 5, and Victor Martinez and Nick Castellanos. Top saves because Zimmerman was one of the top winners, but we're sitting at 500, so I don't really know what's going on with the Tigers.
Like I said, this is the time of year where they say is when you actually look at the standings. You don't typically look at the standings up until this weekend is when you start looking at them. So there's plenty of baseball to go still. I think one big thing I did write down was Jackie Bradley Jr. for the Red Sox has last I looked, it was 26-game hitting streak. I'm not
He's
sure
28 right now. He's going for 29 tonight.
Yeah. So, he's, another 10 or so hits, you'd be seeing a lot more of him chasing.
He's got to get to 40, I think, before you get to
40. Yeah. Well, I'd say once he hovers around 36, 30, 37, it'll start coming up a lot more.
Yeah.
And then once he probably hits about 40, it'll start ramping up a little bit. Then that's when the pressure hits because everyone's talking about you.
Yeah.
But he's actually closing in on the Red Sox record, which is held by Dom DiMaggio, which is Joe DiMaggio's brother. He had a Red Sox record hitting streak of 34 games. So he's closing in on the Red Sox record. Then we could be talking about the all-time record here soon, which we thought nobody would ever break. The closest that has gotten to was Pete Rose. So.
Did you see that? Harper was given a mental day off. Bryce Harper.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, they're saying he could be the first 400 or 500 $500 million man in baseball.
Say that again.
First $500 million player in baseball.
Yeah. Well, after what Strasburg got, he might not be signing that with the Nationals.
We're talking about
Strasburg up.
We're talking about contracts getting so extreme. Ryan, what do you think about these kind of contracts? You're talking about we've already hit the 300 million milestone. Next is 400 million. He could make $500 million on a playing contract. Not to mention his sponsorship deals. This guy could be a billionaire off of one contract here, or one actual contract.
Cabrera signed a contract 3 years ago for $262 million or something like that.
And we thought it was extreme.
And I thought that was ridiculous. It blew my mind that somebody would get a contract like that in a sport. Baseball. They are the highest paid players. And it's just ridiculous for what they do. Because I hate baseball, and like you said, it's going to become even less and less popular as we keep going, unless they make some major changes. But $500 million, nobody deserves that kind of money.
Where's this money coming from? From a league that's losing fans.
If you have that kind of money,
TV deals.
Why don't you spend it on getting 3 or 4 above average players instead of one superstar?
Well, Bryce Harper sells. Let's be honest.
You're right.
He puts the fans in the stands. But still, that number, when they said that number, they said 400 and then eventually 500 million. I was thinking
that's
for one contract.
One contract.
Yeah, NFL players not even making that entire career. Good players.
Well, it's kind of going up. Every every year the bar keeps getting raised for these players. The biggest one for right now is John Carlos Staten. He's at $325 million between 2015 and 2027. So I got him locked up for a while. A-Rod's on at $275 million until 2017. The Reds, Votto, he's at $225 million until 2023. So I mean, these are going. I mean, Staten.
The contracts are long. I mean, you're talking 12-year contracts, which is in itself that's ridiculous. You know, sign a 12-year contract.
That is stupid for a baseball player. That is
12
stupid.
years.
Yeah. That is dumb because just like Pujols, $240 million to 2021. He's gonna get paid millions and millions of dollars to do nothing. Votto's $225 million to barely batting above 200. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. This is just getting ridiculous.
I'm mad at you guys. Get paid. Get paid
there should be a clause in these contracts saying that if you're going to get paid this much, you need to perform to this standard.
Yes, you have to perform. Yes.
Because we paid you because you were playing to this standard. Now you need to maintain this standard. Otherwise, you know, we're gonna dock you for whatever. I mean, there should be a standard that you need to maintain to make that kind of money.
I'm looking up right now.
They gave
MLB salary.
They gave Votto that contract after his MVP year. That's been his only good year. What's his MVP year? Other than that, he's either been injured or barely batting .230. So.
And that's how it is in every sport. That's how it is in every sport.
Yeah.
These players get these huge contracts, and then, you know, they
bust their ass. Go up.
Yep, they bust their ass for that contract year. They get a huge payday, and then the next season, they're nothing, all over again.
So the MLB doesn't even use. They don't even use a salary cap. They have what's called a luxury tax. Is an arrangement in which teams whose total payroll exceeds a certain figure determined annually are taxed on the excess amount in order to discourage large market teams from having substantially higher payroll. However, if you're the Yankees, if you're a big club, I mean, you can bite that tax pretty easy. So there's not even a salary cap in baseball.
No, that's ridiculous in itself.
They just freaking hike the prices of the tickets. You go to the stadium, they hike the prices. You're paying $20 for freaking beer for a freaking bottle of beer. You got to pay an ass ton to park. I mean, they just jack the prices up. That's why nobody goes to the games, because you sign these players for contracts that are ridiculous. And to take a family of four to a baseball game is you're spending over $200. Who the hell wants to spend $200 for a hot dog and a beer? Take your family.
I got a 60-inch flat screen that I see better from anyways.
Yep. Well, I like the experience of going to a baseball game, but, I mean...
Not for those prices.
Those prices are ridiculous. Even minor league prices are getting ridiculous.
I'm going to bring my own ballpark Franks to the ballpark. I got my hot dogs here.
You'll hide them in your pants.
Oh, heck yeah, I will.
You'll hide your wiener in your pants? Pocket dogs.
You've gone too far.
This is a family show.
Yeah. Since when?
I just dropped the F-bomb a minute ago.
Yeah, you did. I've done it quite a few times. We've all been there. Let's go ahead and move on to your stat of the week, Morgan. What do you got for us this week?
My stat of the week for the second week in a row. I have to give Will Barton some love, which we need to reach out to him on Twitter and let him know that he's making our podcast again. So I had to do some numbers for this one. So Will Barton made 1,178 total points for this year. His previous 4-year total was 1,225. So this was by far his best year.
Will
His 1,178 points was good for 43rd best in the NBA. He was ahead of Kobe, Porzingis, and Draymond Green. So Will Barton is better than those 3 players.
Will Barton is better than Kobe Bryant. You've heard it here. All right. Go ahead and check.
Will Barton.
Hashtag Will Barton. Check out his website, willthethrill.com.
Follow him on Twitter. Isn't it Will the Thrill also?
Yeah.
At Will the Thrill.
Yeah. He's got some
That's
cool
nice.
shirts.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty cool. There's your free
We need to
promo
reach
for
out
the
to
day.
him. We need to reach out to him on Twitter and get us some free shirts for the show, man.
I want a jersey. Okay. Why can't I get a Will? I'll rock out the Will Barton jersey, Nelly style, every podcast backwards, so it says his name. I swear I will. Swear I will.
With the Band-Aid.
I don't know if I'll go that far. All right, let's move on
And
to
the gold tooth.
Oh, Jesus. This week in sports history, what do you got for us, Ryan?
This week in sports history. All right. So on May 17th, 1939, it was the first sports telecast. It was Columbia versus Princeton college baseball.
Wow.
That was the first time any sports was televised on TV, just in case you didn't know what a telecast was, Morgan. Columbia versus Princeton baseball. It's a long time ago.
I'm sure that was a very exciting game.
Yeah.
Morgan, what do you got?
So what year was that?
1939.
1939. That's a good one. Dick.
Did you have the same one?
No.
No. My this week in sports history comes May 21st, 1904. The Federation Internationale de Football Association, better known as FIFA, forms in Paris, France, which is FIFA is one of the biggest, most corrupt organization in all of sports. So 1904, FIFA was formed.
Speaking of FIFA, I'm watching the U.S. men's national team versus Ecuador friendly right now. Morgan, I just want to give you an update. John Brooks just got beat by Valencia pretty good, and then backtracked and made a DeAndre Yedlin type save in the box. It was awesome. Still 0-0 though.
I'm about to throw that on as soon as we get done.
Yeah, 0-0. I'll keep you updated. So my This Week in Sports History is a shout-out to one of your teams, Morgan. On May 24th, 1967, the AFL granted a franchise to the Cincinnati Bengals.
Worst decision they ever made.
Ever. Ever.
I wouldn't say ever.
Pretty close to ever.
Pretty close, ever. You guys are a baby franchise. What are you talking to me about wins and stuff? You
They
guys
had some
ain't
good year with Boomer Esiason. Come on now.
Jesus.
What year was that?
1992.
90.
Was it 92, was it?
I don't know.
I don't
You
know.
don't know, you just said it.
I'm talking on my ass right now, dude. I got dogs barking. I got soccer on. I'm talking Bengals for some reason. I have no idea.
Was it 92? I'm pretty sure we was in the Super Bowl before 92.
Yeah, but you lost. Congratulations. Yeah. So that's episode 21. Our next episode, we're going to talk some college football, a little NFL, some rookie talk, and it should be a good one. I'm excited about that. But go ahead and like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at 2BlueandOSU. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, what you want to hear more of. And have a great week.
You have been listening to 2 Blue and OSU. Check them out every Monday.